All right, let's get right into it. NVIDIA just dropped what might be the biggest bombshell in cloud gaming history. They're giving their GeForce NOW service a massive upgrade with their new Blackwell architecture. We're talking an RTX 5080 class GPU in the cloud. Now, this isn't some tiny little update. It's a monumental leap in power that's got everyone asking one very serious question.
I mean, really think about that. Could a streaming service actually replace that expensive piece of hardware sitting under your TV? That's the big, provocative question we're tackling today. You know, the promise has been there for years, but this latest move from NVIDIA, it might just be the moment the whole game changes.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. When you have seasoned tech journalists like Jason England over at Tom's Guide saying things like this, you know something big is happening. A quote like that really sets the stage and shows you exactly why there's so much buzz. So the question is, does it actually live up to the hype? All right, first up, let's tackle this console killer idea head on. We're going to unpack these pretty bold claims, break down what this upgrade really is, and see if it's got a real shot at shaking up the entire console market.
So here's the deal. Starting this September, NVIDIA's servers are getting a serious shot of adrenaline. This is not just a little spec bump, it's a full-blown generational leap. They're going from their already impressive RTX 4080 class hardware to the brand new Blackwell stuff. The bottom line? Absolutely top-tier, next-gen performance is coming to the cloud, and it's coming really soon.
Okay, so what is actually under the hood of this new cloud rig? Let's pop it open and take a look at the raw tech specs that are making this whole next-generation streaming thing possible.
This number right here, this is the headline, 62 teraflops.
To put that in perspective for you, NVIDIA is claiming that's over 3 times the performance of the upcoming PlayStation 5 Pro. That is just a staggering amount of raw graphical horsepower rendering your games in some data center miles away.
And it's not just about the raw processing power. These new cloud GPUs are packing a massive 48GB frame buffer. All that VRAM is absolutely essential for those super high-resolution textures and really complex game world. And honestly, it completely future-proofs the platform for whatever AI and gaming is going to throw at us next.
Now this chart just lays it all out plain and simple. On the left, you've got GeForce NOW's new top tier, and on the right, the PS5 Pro. And I mean, look across the board. From compute performance to max frame rates, even down to the CPU architecture, this cloud rig is basically a full generation ahead. We're talking about hitting 360 frames per second for all you competitive players and using the very latest DLSS4, which is that incredible AI trick that boosts your frame rates like crazy while keeping the image looking sharp.
So here's the thing. All that power is completely useless if the stream itself looks like a blurry mess, right? And that's where this thing called cinematic quality streaming, or CQS, comes in. Think of it as a whole suite of tech designed to make the video you see on your screen look as close to playing on a local PC as possible. It tackles those annoying streaming issues like color banding by using 10-bit HDR, and it uses the super efficient AV1 codec. That's a newer tech that gives you a much cleaner picture with less data to keep everything looking crisp, even when the action gets really chaotic.
Okay, the tech is seriously impressive, no doubt about it. But what can you actually play on it, and where can you play it? Let's talk about the other 2 massive upgrades coming, the game library and all the new places you can use it.
And this is a game changer. It used to be that you were limited to the couple thousand games NVIDIA had gotten around to adding to the service, but now with this new Install to Play feature, the library literally doubles overnight. If a publisher has checked the box to allow their game on Steam's cloud program, you can just install it to your cloud drive and play it instantly. It just completely changes the scale of what's available.
And we're not just talking about digging through your old backlog. NVIDIA is working with the big publishers to bring some of the most anticipated upcoming games to the service on day one. I mean, we're talking about games like Borderlands 4, the next Call of Duty, The Outer Worlds 2. You'll be able to play them in the cloud, at launch, running on that insane RTX 5080 class hardware.
And all that power is spreading out to more screens too. For the first time ever, you'll be able to stream games at 4K 120Hz straight from an app on your LG TV. And for all you handheld gamers out there, the Steam Deck OLED is getting a nice little bump from 60 to 90 frames per second, which makes it an even more tempting cloud gaming machine.
So far, this all sounds pretty incredible, almost too good to be true. But, you know, no service is perfect. So to get the full picture, we really have to look at the real-world limitations and the trade-offs that actual users are talking about right now.
First, let's look at the absolute best-case scenario. For some folks, like Reddit user FutureLime1789, the experience is so good it's a legitimate replacement for a super high-end gaming PC. This really shows that for the right person with the right internet, the performance and the sheer convenience can totally outweigh having local hardware.
But does that glowing review apply to everybody? Well, that brings us to some pretty big buts you really have to consider before you go and sell your gaming rig on eBay.
And this right here, this is probably the biggest hurdle for a lot of people. Just like Reddit user GXVS0991 points out, there are massive holes in the game library. Major publishers like Sony, Rockstar, and From Software, they still haven't opted their games in. So if you want to play Elden Ring or Grand Theft Auto or The Last of Us, you're just out of luck.
And then there's the time cap. The highest ultimate tier is limited to 100 hours of gaming a month. Now, as this user says, for most of us, that's probably plenty of time. But if you're a really heavy gamer, someone who plays for hours every single day, this could absolutely be a deal breaker.
So let's just quickly summarize the main catches you need to think about. You've got that big library gap. You've got the 100-hour time limit. You're completely at the mercy of your internet connection. And let's be real, a wired connection is basically a must-have for the best experience. And finally, support for game mods is pretty limited. These are the crucial things you have to weigh.
All of this brings us to what feels like a new crossroads for gaming. With this huge jump in performance and features, cloud gaming isn't some weird side project anymore. It's really forcing all of us to rethink how we choose to play our games.
Which brings us right back to where we started. With all this incredible power, but also with these very real trade-offs, can we honestly call GeForce Now a true console killer?
So here's the verdict. Is it a killer? No, not really. But it is an incredibly powerful alternative. It's grown up. It's now a legitimate third path, right alongside PC and console gaming. The best choice for you isn't just about Sony versus Microsoft anymore. It really comes down to your personal priorities. What do you care about most? Raw power? A complete game library? Convenience? Unlimited playtime?
And that leaves us with one last really fascinating question to chew on. As the line between playing locally and playing in the cloud gets blurrier and blurrier, what does it even mean to own a gaming rig anymore? Is it the box of metal and silicon in your house, or is it just having access to incredible power whenever and wherever you want it? The answer? Well, it's getting less clear every single day.